And welcome inside the backstage pass. It is show number 3 of the day. And our thanks to, of course, Morgan Johnston joining us this morning. We got to talk music and then some. And, of course, our good friend Mike Farron with MLB Network Radio, Sirius Channel XM 89. You can hear him on a show called Power Alley. It's a chance to talk some baseball the last 30 minutes or so. So we appreciate those guys jumping on with us, always giving us great insight. And, of course, baseball's trade deadline coming up August 2nd. Hard to believe that that's already middle of August we're talking about coming up to as well. And, of course, middle of July finishing. And then August 2nd will be baseball's trade deadline. Well, I can tell you what, always appreciate what our sponsors do here. Bangtail Whiskey, our friends at MitchMacs.com and Hank Jr. Productions. Thanks to Nick Canizales for joining us here on the broadcast, too. His time very valuable, too. And a musician I love to catch up with and always love this lady when she stops by our broadcast here. I always say former American Idol sweetheart because that's what she was to me. She warmed my heart all those years ago on the show, and she's doing it with her latest single, What Would Dolly Do? She's getting a lot of attention out there, both regionally and nationally now. Janelle Arthur back here on the program. Janelle, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great, Brandon. I just appreciate you having me, and it's always good to talk to you.
I'd be lost without you. That would see that's we gotta have you here on the broadcast to visit, no doubt about it too. Well, tell me I know we talked about this a little bit kind of off air. Vacation now back home with the family.
Yeah.
Tell me how that's going a little bit too, and then kind of give us an update on the latest single you guys put back out in March, which again is getting huge attention regionally and nationally.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm visiting with my family right now, and it's so nice. I was just saying how to be somewhere right now where there's no traffic is just unreal to me, and I love it so much. And I'm going to get a home cooked meal tonight by my aunt, so I'm so looking forward to that. And I love being here. I'm a big family person, and I don't really get to see my family hardly as much because I'm very settled in right outside of Nashville where I live currently. So I am so grateful to be able to, come home and be with my family, just relax. It's just such a laid back atmosphere here, and very refreshing from, what I'm used to right now.
Well, let's go back before we kind of dive into the single and the way it's going now. I've loved your stuff ever since you guys put out what you asked for. Kind of update me a little bit on a lot of the music, and since coming off that show changes so many lives. You don't have to win it anymore to be somebody out there who wants to do your sound, your music, your style as an artist. It's just great to see shows like that give people a chance to kind of put their name and their music out there. But kind of take me on that ride from kind of what you asked for and kind of give me an update a little bit on what's going on currently right now.
Wow, what you asked for, that was my first single after I got off of American Idol. And I mean, things have happened. So many things have happened since then. I mean, since that first single, I mean, I guess I even played the Grand Ole Opry before that. I've been so blessed to play that stage many, many times. I did a duet with Vince Gill.
Mm-hmm.
I did a movie where I was the lead role, and Dina Carter, that sang the song Strawberry Wine, she played my mother in that movie. And then I also, have done things like performed randomly sang with somebody like Jamie O'Neill, that I just love her voice, and she asked me to sing with her. And been writing a lot of songs and ended up doing a duet with Dolly Parton herself. So that's just something that I can't. I feel like I'll never be able to top. So just very grateful. Been recording a lot of different songs that I just kind of don't even know. You get to the point in the industry where you're just like, I'm just going to, demo these songs and see how they turn out. And then, if they really are great and I feel like the world needs to hear them, then I'll just put them out there. And that's kind of the point where I've been at. I've recorded quite a bit of music just kind of during the pandemic when it was kind of slow, and I went in and cut some demos, and then it came out, What Would Dolly Do, and a couple other songs that I'll have coming out. And so it's just really it's like a strange time and like a great time with my music. I feel like I'm very proud of I'm so proud of Hand Me Downs. That was my duet with Dolly Parton. And then I'm, of course, proud of this tribute to her. And we're going to be releasing the music video here very soon.
I'm looking forward to that. Love myself a fair share of music videos, no doubt. I know another one you guys were able to put out there. Kind of mentioned at the top. We were just joking there a little bit, but I loved "Light Myself on Fire." Take people back to that one in 2017, and just coming off that, what you asked for too at the same time, but just building momentum out there for singles. And the cool thing is these days I'm seeing more people release singles now rather than full length albums and EPs. One, I know it's cheaper, and then two, there's always just a good message to send through. One song can say it all, and somebody can find that song and resonate with it.
So true. And I think a lot of that is because, just the pure honesty of it is not a lot of people are buying albums anymore, with streaming and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, and people are just typically buying a single or a couple songs they like, and so I think that's what's driven a lot of people into doing just singles. But yeah, like Myself on Fire, I wrote that with Gerald Smith and Dennis Knutson, and I just, so super proud of that song. That I always call that the codependent anthem. So I think we've all been through something like that in our lifetime, whether that's, with a either in a romantic relationship or a friendship or even like a family situation. So I do love that song as well, and I'm so glad that you love it. But yeah, so I think that's a big reason why we've been really focusing more on singles. More so these days. Just kind of makes sense. I'd like to do another EP or, album. Or I've never done a full blown album, so maybe I should do that someday. Don't know when that will be, but one of these days.
You'll get there, no doubt. I know you mentioned about the motion picture soundtrack, some things you've done the film wise. I want to ask you about. I don't know if you talked about it last time on the audio side. The Running from My Roots was really cool for me. The soundtrack that was out there for the motion picture soundtrack. Tell me all about that project and how you came across that.
Well, I got a call randomly from a casting director, and she was like, she had watched me on American Idol, and we had a mutual friend, and that's how she found out about me, and so she watched me on American Idol. Well, so then she decided she was going to get involved with this movie. And I think she just saw me in this lead role, which I guess I came to her mind on that. And she reached out to me. And, when I pretty much was more sold when I knew that Dina Carter would play my mom. That was, I was right about to sign the contract for my first publishing deal. And so I was really, really, all of my eggs were in sort of the songwriter basket. I was very focused on my music. I had not acted in a really long time. And so I was very much so more like into the idea of this movie, knowing that number one, Dina was going to be in that with me. That she was also going to be producing the soundtrack. Dina actually put together the soundtrack and just did a fabulous job. Dina's so talented, and just kind of knowing that the musical integrity would be there, that was kind of what drove me to think, okay, this is a different type of situation. I really need to do this. So yeah, it was a great thing. It's unbelievable how many people have found me through that movie, and they didn't know anything about me before, and then they find me on social media, and I love those people reaching out to me. It's awesome.
Well, it was a great job, well done there too, and that's the opportunities I mentioned there. Those reality shows they get out there as people find you and get information, and of course opportunities, doors open from everywhere too. I love Sherry tuning in. Sherry always tunes in for me, so I'd love to be. Thanks, Sherry, for tuning into it and just putting all everything together.
Sherry.
She's something else. I tell you, she's one of my best friends. Got to see her in Nashville this year when I went for CRS, and it was just good to finally put a face with a name and just sit down. We actually went to a writer's round and just hung out, drank coffee, and just enjoyed the time. So,
best.
Yeah, it's pretty much. She made me laugh, no doubt about it. Well, I know you got a performance today for us. Again, the single "What Would Dolly Do" is doing some big things out there, no doubt. We're going to talk about some of the other singles out there too at the same time. Of course, do a little rapid fire and have a little fun with Janelle Arthur here on the Backstage Pass. Of course, our countdown to high school football kickoff is coming up here in a matter of 4 or 5 weeks. So be on the lookout for that on Cajun Country Radio.com, the home of Vider Pirate football. We're coming back after a timeout here on the Backstage Pass. Janelle's got a great performance for us too. A word from Bangtail Whiskey and her friends over at MitchMacs.com. Hang tight, more with Janelle Arthur. It is the Backstage Pass live on the YouTube channel and, of course, at thesportsguyspodcast.com. Coming right back. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by thesportsguyspodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by thesportsguyspodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show again, it is the Backstage Pass, live with Janelle Arthur here on the sportsguyspodcast.com and, of course, the YouTube channel and nightwaveradio.net. You can actually hear us over in the UK now. So I feel important after getting on over the United Kingdom. Always some great singers over there, too, at the same time. So definitely appreciate Janelle being a part of this tomorrow. Interesting group coming by. Dozy is coming by tomorrow. Looking forward to talking to three great ladies originally from Australia and definitely love their music. So this ought to be a fun time. You're smiling because, like, they're really, yeah. Oh, I got a little. Your microphone went out. I'm not sure. I can't hear you right now. You probably. Yep. I have a little issue hearing her. Here, Janelle. I'm not able to hear you on the broadcast. I tell you what. Hey, log back out, log back in, and I'll touch base here as we continue to and we'll try to reconnect with Janelle here on the program here and get that microphone fixed there. Again, if you missed our broadcast with Mike Farron, MLB Network Radio, be sure and check that out too as well on our website, thesportsguyspodcast.com. And, of course, you can check out great interviews out there on SoundCloud and Spotify. And definitely we'd love to have you guys, like I said, out there too as well, that will be able to help us out there and just grow as a podcast. Appreciate all the work that you guys do. We're trying to reconnect with Janelle Arthur here in just a little bit, folks. If you haven't checked out her music, What Would Dolly Do is the current single out there. I do want to ask her about White Horse too as well, because White Horse is such a fantastic song. We're going to try to reconnect with Janelle here and get that microphone. There she is, that microphone. We hear her now. We hear her.
Right. A good deal.
All good. That's why it's live broadcasting, no doubt about it. Hey, tell me about that, because Dozy's a good group out there. They've been doing it for a while. You were smiling as I was coming back from break. You probably had some encounters and knew who they are. Just three fantastic sisters.
Yeah, I've never heard their music, but I have just seen them, and they're beautiful, and I'm sure they're talented. We have lots of mutual friends, so I think I've met one of the girls before, and yeah, I really want to check their music out for sure.
Got some good stuff out there too, and looking to have them tomorrow about 2 o'clock, then 3 o'clock. One of the great singers out there, had a chance to meet her in Nashville. Brianna Domenica is going to stop by coming up tomorrow about 3 o'clock. There's our two shows on Tuesday, July 12th. I'm going to turn it over to you here again. What Would Dolly Do is the latest single. If you guys can check that out, make sure you do that across all the digital platforms out there, and go give Janelle a like across all the social media. It's all yours, and I'm assuming we're going to hear that song.
Oh, I'm not gonna play What Would Dolly Do today.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I wish I could play that one. I can't make that one sound as good when I play it. So that one is definitely has such a funk to it and a certain groove, and I'll get to working on that. The one that I was planning on doing today is the movie I was talking about. So right. Running from My Roots.
Here we go.
Yeah, here's Running
it's
from
all
My
yours.
Thank you. I'm playing my uncle's guitar, by the way. He actually handcrafted this. I wish I could get it in tune, though, really quick. It's my fault. I shouldn't have messed with it. All right. wish I had it too. Got my keys loaded down Mazda, hugged my dad, kissed my mama. One last turn down that gravel road. Past the church at the caution light, drove by the hometown sign, but I didn't plan to come back soon. All I ever wanted was to be free. Yeah. When my feet left the ground, I thought I had the world in my hands. Live on love and do enough to never look back again. I thought I was ready to fly, but I was just chasing the wind. What I want, who I am, I thought I knew, but I was just running from my roots. New faces, crazy weekends, all-nighters trying to fit in. Couldn't hear my conscience anymore. I forgot who I believed in. The new me just wasn't me, and I started to miss the girl I was before. Well, I guess the grass ain't always greener. Well, my feet left the ground, I thought I had the world in my hands. I live on love and do enough to never look back again. I thought I was ready to fly, but I was just chasing the wind. What I want and who I am, thought I knew, but I was just running from my roots. Oh, you don't know how deep they run, don't know how fast you can fall. When you're alone, home is the first place you'll call. Yeah, yeah. When my feet left the ground, I thought I had the world in my hands. I live on love and I knew enough to never look back again. I thought I was ready to fly, but I was just chasing the wind. What I wanted, who I am, thought I knew, but I was just running. I was just running. Mama's calls and daddy's praying brought me back to where I was raised at. To one last turn down that gravel road.
I tell you, tuned or not tuned on a guitar, she can sing. That's the bottom line. She's got great vocals here on the show, and I guarantee you, it just comes down to just a beautiful song. And of course, just see, I'm so excited about your career and the way it's gone, and definitely every honor you've gotten, you've well deserved in your arsenal, no doubt. It's just been a great ride, and just beautiful vocals here. Again, Janelle Arthur here on the Backstage Pass, again presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, MitchMacs.com, and our friends at Hank Jr. Productions. Hey, I want to go back to kind of that pandemic era, which really just saw unlike anything we've ever seen in this country, and affected so many industries out there, but especially the music industry. You guys were busy putting out singles. One was White Horse, and I love that song very much. Tell me all about that, and let's break that one down a little bit. Of the writing and just the artwork on the single was fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much. I wrote that with Jen Stegall and Brian Mayer, and it was honestly Jen's hook. She was like, I have this hook, I can find my own white horse. And I love any type of, power girl power, female anthem. I love it. I love sassy songs. I love, songs that just are fun to perform live and on stage. So actually, I'm wearing I can find my own White Horse shirt today. So yeah, if anybody wants a White Horse t-shirt, reach out and let me know. Reach out on social media. So yeah, I love that song so much. And I can play that. I can play that one.
You know what? I'm all about that. Let's have a great segue. Let's have you do it.
Right.
And guitar sounds great. Let's do a little White Horse here on the show again. I'm gonna hand it back over to you. That's a beautiful guitar, and I know one of my buddies that he tunes in from England over there. He always asks the guitar questions. So I told him he wants to ask about what style of guitar it is, and of course how important it is. One of his big questions is how important it is to have your favorite guitar or just a guitar you enjoy playing to be able to write that tune. So that's what I wanted to ask you here in just a little bit. But I tell you, we'll do White Horse first. We'll come back, take a break for the sponsors. Again, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you so much. I grew up believing in fairy tales just like all the other girls did. And I've lived long enough now to know Prince Charming ain't always who he says he is. Ooh, if happy ever after is the only thing I'm after, I can find my own White Horse. Don't need no one to save my day. I can find my own White Horse. And right away, right away, right away. Yeah. Once upon a time, true love's kiss was everything that I was waiting for. Ooh, so I kissed a frog or two and I left a glass shoe, but he can keep it. I don't need it anymore. Yeah, 'cause I can find my own White Horse. Don't need no one to save my day. I can find my own White Horse. And right away, right away, right away, yeah, into the sunset. I ain't afraid to take the reins, and right away, I can find my own White Horse. I don't need no one to save my day. Yeah, I can find my own White Horse. And right away, right away, right away, yeah, into the sunset. Yeah, into the sunset. I grew up believing in fairy tales just like all the other girls did.
Another great song there, Janelle Arthur. It is the Backstage Pass, and of course that one is White Horse. Came out in 2020. If you guys want to check that out across all the digital platforms streaming out there, of course, and we're everywhere you can find your podcast out there. The Backstage Pass, again, live on the YouTube channel, also powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com, and definitely been a good day of shows. And man, just to finish up with you today on a Monday, it's been a great Monday, no doubt.
Thank you.
Love hearing you sing, no doubt. Hey, tell me about this. The other one that came out that same year after White Horse, I believe, was Chasing Ghost back in 2020. Another fun one you got a chance to put a little spin on, too. Tell me kind of that backstory of this one.
Wow, that one, it's funny. That was probably one of the least personal songs maybe I've written in a while. I mean, of course I can dig and find things and ways to relate to that song. I actually got the idea more so from a TV show that I was watching, and I heard like a hook. Of course, sometimes as a songwriter, you go, okay, well, sometimes you're in tune to things, and sometimes we probably miss tons of great things, but I just happened to catch this one line on this show, and I thought, wow, I need to put that in the song. So I wrote it in my notes, and then I ended up, recording. I mean, I ended up writing with Victoria Shaw and Aaron Kinsey, and I brought that up to them, and they were like, yeah, let's run with that. And that's what we came up with. Victoria was writing on the piano because that's her instrument. And she's just an incredible writer, and we had a really good time writing that song, and it's one of my favorites, and I think it's one of people's favorites. They seem to stream it a lot. So,
well, and Erin Kinsey, one of the best phenomenal talents out there from the state of Texas, so definitely love her stuff, and got to meet her at CRS, and man, she's on fire out there with her career.
She's killing it,
taking off for the last 6-8 months. Not a surprise to. I give her a follow.
Not at all. She's so gifted, and she's a sweet person. She's a sweet girl, and that's what it makes it so much easier for you to root for people when they're really good-hearted people. So I'm so happy for Erin. I love her so much. So.
Great person out there. Well, I tell you, I've reached the part of the program. Of course, I love What Would Dolly Do? I love hearing you sing that too. And next time you come back, we're gonna
thank you. Yeah,
get a player and we'll work on that too. But I tell you, I love hearing that one too at the same time. Just a great song. As far as the free time goes, anything good lately outside of music you've got to do with the free time? I guess obviously back home now, but before being back home, is there anything you get a chance to do on a daily basis or weekly basis away from music that you enjoy?
It's unbelievable. I actually went to the movies for the first time in years the other day with my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, and then I went, and then I actually got to go again to the movies with my manager and friend and my mother, and it's crazy because I haven't been to the movies in so long, but I love to go see a good movie. So I got to see the Top Gun movie, and then I got to see Elvis, and I can't stop thinking about that Elvis movie. It's so good. It's mind blowing. It was incredible.
I just saw it yesterday and was mind blown when I got out of there. It was.
We could have done this whole interview about that movie. Like, I could have talked about it the whole time.
Well, speaking of that, it's my show. I can do what I want to do on here, which is great. What was your favorite part of it? I thought they depicted the story very well. I really did.
Man, I loved the fact that I loved the performances. That's what I loved, that they supposedly, they did everything like a show. They filmed it where the curtain went up, he did the show, and then the curtain went down. And I love how Austin Butler really picked apart every little nuance, every little move, everything that, what made Elvis, he did it, and he made it look natural. And I was just so impressed by that, and honestly inspired. I haven't been that inspired in years. Just not only by just his performance, but just the movie. It was just the movie itself. I'm not a fan of language. I don't like, the language sometimes, but or all the time. But I do appreciate the movie itself, and I appreciate, just everything that was brought to it, the way it was directed. I loved it. I thought it was fabulous.
Phenomenal deal. And I think, like you said, he portrayed a great character. He really dived into. I got a chance to see I believe it was Chris Conley with ABC News. They put it out a few weeks before, right around that time the movie was released. But he had talked with Priscilla Presley and, of course, Lisa Marie. They did a little feature, about an hour discussion, and they felt like this was one of the best performances where it kind of hit on. There have been other Elvis movies done, but this one in particular hit on every little piece of his hair, jumpsuit style, the way he walked, talked, carried himself. And as someone like myself and you who can appreciate stuff like that, who are in the music industry and do stuff like this on a daily basis, I'm pretty much a movie critic just like everybody else, but he talked the part. I think one of the best scenes I enjoyed so much, and I don't want to ruin it too much for people that haven't seen it, but the scene with the Hollywood sign where he was just kind of sitting out there contemplating the whole TV special and that kind of thing. And the guys that were, I guess, putting that on, Christmas special kind of thing. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be Elvis. I'm not going to do something that somebody didn't want me to do, no matter how the pressure I take on. But I thought that was kind of like the iconic climactic moment for me, you know?
Yeah, I absolutely didn't. I've always considered myself to be an Elvis fan. I've sang quite a few of his songs on stage many, many times. I did on American Idol. I sang If I Can Dream.
Yep.
And, you know, I love Elvis. I've always thought, you know, he's just so incredible. But there were little things that I didn't realize about his story. I guess because of my age, you know, I wasn't, he wasn't really alive, I guess, you know, so I just really didn't know how much of a rebel that he was. I didn't realize how much that people were pushing back. I knew that people didn't like the way he was shaking his hips, but I didn't realize that he had such, you know, guts about it. And he really kind of fought back and said, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just being myself. And I loved that. I thought it was so cool.
I love those many parts of it. And you're right. We could break this thing down all the way till 5 o'clock today if we wanted to, but I know you got other plans to do and getting that good meal tonight. And I'll talk to you off air. We got a chance to chat a little bit and text and have a good time. We'll talk about some other favorite parts. I just don't want, I know people that haven't seen it, like, don't ruin it for me, Brandon. Okay, we won't ruin it for you.
I know. We'll stop there.
Now, I'll leave you with a piece of trivia here with this, as far as to wrap up this segment. We'll go to rapid fire too. The piece of trivia at the end, when they did the credits and everything come across and they put up the little liners, and of course everybody's reading the information there at the end. He was the #1 selling solo recording artist of all time when it came to selling albums.
Yeah, I saw that.
So the trivia I had, I was sitting next to my mom. I said, Mom, do you know who the best-selling duo is of all time when it comes to selling albums? And she looked at me and she goes, do you know? I said, Mom, I'm asking the question. Obviously, I've got to know what it is. Do you know who that duo is best-selling of all time?
I don't.
Hall and Oates. Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Wow.
So I saw that there and I said, well, there's the solo artist. And of course, you'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Elvis #1 is a solo, and then Hall and Oates as a duo, ranked all time as a duo recording, our #1 selling recording duo of all time. Yeah. And it just hit me at the end. I was thinking and we had John Oates here on the show about back in March, and it was just amazing to have him on the same screen with me.
Wow.
There's John Oates right in front of me here on the Backstage Pass. So just some little trivia tidbits I like to leave the audience with. But go check it out. Elvis the movie is in theaters now. Go check it out across wherever you guys will do that. I did see Jurassic Park. I've got to get back to seeing Top Gun. Was Top Gun pretty good?
It was good. Yeah.
Okay.
It was good.
Right. I've got some movie tickets I've got to use by the time the thing goes out. Top Gun's the next one I'm going to go see before the Rock one. Dwayne Johnson's in one of the superhero ones. I can't remember what it's called right now, but I saw it in the previews yesterday. I forgot the title of it here. We'll do one final timeout. It's Janelle Arthur on the Backstage Pass. We'll come back, do a little rapid fire here with you too. So about 2 or 3 questions. We'll come back. A word from Bangtail Whiskey, a word from MitchMacs. Coming right back here with Janelle. That is the Backstage Pass. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back on the show, a few more minutes with Janelle Arthur here. And, of course, tomorrow, Dozie's going to stop by about 2 o'clock Central Time and 3 o'clock Brianna Dominica. And, of course, some great shows this week. Juna and Joey are going to stop by on a big tour over in Europe. And just a whole lot more as the Backstage Pass continues to bring you the best and brightest and some of the best and brightest up-and-coming stars out there. Of course, our coverage of high school football is going to continue this fall with the Vider Pirates on CajunCountryRadio.com. So looking forward to that with yours truly and Robbie Lynn out there. Looking forward to the call home and away games on CajunCountryRadio.com. No doubt about that. Looking forward to it. All right, so the fun time, we mentioned the hobbies, things like that, but I want to know any interesting food items, things you've cooked, things that you have gotten for takeout, beverage-wise, whether it be a drink or just a good dish that you've ate this or drank this lately. You're like, man, this is a sticking point. I'm enjoying this. Anything good lately?
Oh, man, I've realized that, I mean, if I could choose like the last meal I ever have, I'd probably want that poppy seed chicken casserole. I mean, I cannot get enough of that. I was I recently had it. A friend from church, she brought it to us, and I thought this is just one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. And so we, like, my mother actually, we got the recipe. She did all that. Oh man, it's just so good. So good. Yeah,
good.
The Ritz crackers and everything. I mean, everything's probably so bad for you, but it was so good.
I was thinking of a song.
No regrets.
You were saying bad for you. I thought of a song because she came on about being not counting calories, not counting MSG, and the song popped into my head. You know what I'm talking about? Thick Thighs. Priscilla Block put it out a few years ago, and so Priscilla's coming here on the show about August the 1st, coming up here this next month. So we're talking to her about the big tour and things she's got about Thick Thighs. I was like, you know what though? You understand the gist of a song like that when you start talking about good food. It's just there's nothing wrong with counting calories.
I love food. I do. I love food.
You're a foodie, no doubt. All right, hey, let me ask you this: if you won the lottery tomorrow, one of the big lotteries, what would Janelle do with the money? Kind of first thing.
What would I do first thing? Like, do I think I'm a great person? Like, would I do something really good with it, or would I do something selfish with it? That's the question. You don't really know until you get it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I would probably try to probably build a garage first.
Okay.
And we got a lot of stuff in the house that we need to get in the garage. So probably that, and hopefully I would be able to just spread the love and help whoever I could. If my husband and I think if we could just like help people and actually like make a living doing that, especially him, he would just, if he could make a living helping people, he would. So, but we can't, but I wish that if something like that happened to me, I would hope and pray that I'd do the right thing with it.
I would too. Looks like that first thing would probably be like, am I going to Hawaii? Yes, I'm going to Hawaii. And then with the rest of it, I'm going to do X in this charity, and of course this nonprofit organization, and donate and help out where I can. That's just something. It's always that little giving bone we have. Everybody has the good bone in their body too as well. So I'd love to give back and help out those with a better cause. And like you said, do things that would help people, get well medically, or do things, give back to organizations that are helping, just people that are in need for it. So I think giving back is so important, no doubt. You've definitely done that through your music. Hey, just congratulations on all the success. Again, What Would Dolly Do is out there across all the digital platforms. If you guys want to check that out, the end of March it came out, so be sure and go do that. And Janelle, always a great time to have you on the show. I love our chats and looking forward to doing this again, always.
Yes. Thank you, Brandon. I so appreciate you. And thank you, Sherry.
You got it. Thanks so much to Miss Sherry out there too. We'll catch you guys tomorrow again on the Backstage Pass. Of course, full slate of shows all the way through Friday. Until then, have a great evening and go eat some good food. Go eat some chicken out there, Papa C chicken, while we're at it too at the same time. And we'll talk more about the Elvis movie off there. We're not going to wait for you. See you soon here on the Backstage Pass YouTube channel, and of course at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Have a great night. See you soon.